Throughout history, the corridors of power have seen the rise and fall of countless leaders. But among them are those whose reigns are stained with the indelible marks of tyranny. Today, we delve into a chilling theme that has echoed through the annals of time. A theme that serves as a compelling reminder of what happens when power corrupts, and the brutal legacies left by tyrannical rulers. We begin in ancient Rome with the infamous Emperor Nero. Ascending to the throne at just 16, Nero's initial years were marked by relative peace and prosperity. However, as his grip on power tightened, his darker inclinations came to the fore. Nero is often remembered for his vicious persecution of Christians and for allegedly playing music while Rome burned. Although some historians debate certain aspects of these tales, one cannot deny the air of paranoia that surrounded his reign, leading him to execute his own mother and even his wives. Transitioning to a different part of the world, we find ourselves in the dense forests of Central Africa, where King Leopold II of Belgium orchestrated one of the most ruthless colonial enterprises in history. Ruling the Congo Free State as his personal fiefdom from 1885 to 1908, Leopold's regime was marked by exploitation and unspeakable cruelty. Under the guise of civilization, his administration imposed a quota system for collecting wild rubber, with failure to meet quotas often resulting in beatings, severed limbs, and even death for the Congolese people. It is estimated that his rule led to the deaths of up to 10 million people, exposing the vicious intersection of imperialism and tyranny. Next, we look back to the early 20th century with the rise of Joseph Stalin. As General Secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, Stalin ruled with an iron fist from the mid-1920s until his death in 1953. His reign was characterized by widespread purges, forced collectivization of agriculture, and the infamous Great Terror, during which millions were executed or sent to gulags. Stalin's paranoid tendency to view everyone as a potential enemy not only decimated the Soviet populace, but also suppressed any political dissent, leaving a legacy of fear and oppression. In more recent times, the example of Cambodia under Pol Pot and the Khmer Rouge from 1975 to 1979 paints a harrowing picture of ideological extremism gone awry. The Khmer Rouge sought to establish a classless agrarian society, evacuating cities and ordering people into forced labor camps. The ensuing Year Zero campaign led to a catastrophic social engineering project, resulting in the deaths of approximately 2 million people, nearly a quarter of Cambodia's population at that time. Pol Pot's brutal regime is often cited as a stark example of how utopian ideals, when enforced without regard for human life, can lead to despair and destruction. In examining these leaders, certain commonalities emerge: the insatiable hunger for power, the repression of dissent, and the horrifying dehumanization of perceived enemies or those considered inferior. Yet, while the specifics of their regimes differ, the underlying theme remains constant. When unchecked power merges with human flaws, tyranny often follows. However, amidst this backdrop of brutality, it is crucial to remember the resilience of the human spirit. Time and again, we witness that even in the shadows cast by tyrants, there emerge stories of courage and resistance, stories that underscore humanity's capacity not only to endure, but to rebel against oppression. From the underground networks of the Roman Christians to the brave resistance fighters in occupied Belgium and the dissident voices in Stalin's USSR, these narratives remind us that tyranny is never absolute or eternal. As we conclude this exploration into the brutal reigns of tyrannical rulers, we are left with an essential question: how can societies guard against the corrupting influence of power? It is a question that remains just as relevant today as it was in the past. By learning from history, staying vigilant, and fostering systems of accountability, we can strive to prevent the re-emergence of tyranny and aspire towards leadership that serves, rather than subjugates, its people. Tyranny may cast long shadows, but as history teaches us, those shadows can be and have been overcome. In our collective progress towards justice and equality, let us remember the lessons of the past as we seek to build a future where power serves the many, not the few.